As an entrepreneur, I've got to tell you, I'm just loving watching Taylor Swift deliver amazing value to her community. She is so well connected with her community. It's extraordinary.
Yeah,
Big fan. The whole world's gone nuts.
Yeah, so she was here in Singapore about 6 months ago, and she increased the GDP of the country.
Wow.
Like, that's
Wow.
insane. So she did, I think she did like 3 or 4, maybe 5 dates in the end, and they were the only ones she did in Southeast Asia. So we had people just flew in from all over the world to be here. She's clearly an amazing performer and right at the top of her game at the moment. But the amount of money, and I think so, the Singapore government, like Singaporeans were criticizing the government because they had paid something crazy, like 3 million, like I mean, nothing in the scheme of things, to make the tour exclusive in Singapore. So like if she was going to be in Southeast Asia, it had to be Singapore, nowhere else. She couldn't bounce to Singapore, which she was fine with because it's also got the best stadium and the best sort of facilities and stuff. But it's equally the most expensive city in Southeast Asia, if not the world.
Yes.
And so there was kind of the argument that, well, like if you're in Indonesia or the Philippines or Thailand, you got to fly to Singapore, you got to stay in an expensive hotel and stay. But that deal that the government, that was worth billions to the economy. Like the leverage there is just incredible. And it was clearly eye-opening to a lot of countries. So I know Taiwan, South Korea, they all started looking at, okay, we need to be getting a little bit more creative to attract talent here because it attracts more people in. And the Singapore government did that with Formula One very, very successfully as well.
Yes.
It's a great showcase for the country.
It is. And good on the country for having the balls to do it. Yes. To be able to do it, you know, that's usually goes against what everybody else is thinking. It's going to be subject to a whole lot of criticism, especially from other countries. I mean, I read an article a couple of days ago about, I think it was a stadium in the Philippines, in Manila. They're looking at building for the Taylor Swift tour in 3 years' time. They need to make the biggest, largest, whatever, so they can have their fair share.
Yeah.
Interesting, eh?
Well, and amazing once you, like, from her perspective, we knew this from KPI, but the minute you get an audience around you, you can leverage that audience. And even if that's 5 people, you've got a little bit of leverage. 50 people, you've got a bit more leverage. But when you can fill a stadium, you've got leverage.